This is Samaria, a 22-year-old female living in Mumbai, India. At the moment, she is making her way to her job as a receptionist for the new Apple building in her town. Because of her job, she is able to communicate with others with a work cell phone along with her 2,000 rupees income. You may be thinking that she has the perfect life, a job, communication, and doing great, although you cannot be more wrong. The income for India is 3,000 rupees a year, but only the men make this income. The women make 1,000 less. She is recently a widow to her arranged marriage of 5 years and absolutely hates her in-laws. Her husband just recently passed away, and after all of the horrible things that the in-laws continue to put her through, such as cleaning, cooking, taking care of the elders, and doing all of the so-called woman's work, she decided that running away was the only way to fully start a new life.
Thank you for tuning in to GGT News. My name is Maddie Lang, your anchor and host for the night. We have just recently received news that India has had some intense conflict going on in their country, but recent acts have been very visible lately. A lot of causes of conflict in the country as a whole resort for the multiple abortions that the husbands force their wives to make if they found out their babies are girls. Men only want sons because they see men as more valuable, and also they do not have to worry about providing dowry for their future husbands. The city of Mumbai has a lot of issues that relate to the nature of conflict and an instance of violence. Many women are faced with difficult situations as they are struck physically and sexually on the streets of Mumbai, on their way to work, or even just taking a casual stroll. This causes great conflict because some women feel the need to reach out to law enforcement, but they feel as if reporting these acts do not help them. Conflict resolution is a main focus right now in the city of Mumbai. Police enforcement is constantly being requested to focus on all over well-being of their citizens and enforce the law, not just on the male population. By resolving just a small aspect of the hatred of all women around India, they would change many of the lives of these women drastically. Now, we're going to tune in to Maddie Black to tell us about resources.
Thank you, Maddie. Here I am in the great city of Mumbai. The city of Mumbai is very well off when it comes to resources since their population is so large. Energy is very prevalent since there's so much industry in a small location. Mumbai is equipped with many cars and uses for transportation, which leads to a huge increases in energy with the city with all of its resources that so many people bring to one specific location. Water is very prevalent in Mumbai. To reiterate, the more people, the more resources. With over 20 million people in one city, it forces them to accumulate a lot of resources, especially with a lot of wealthy people living in this establishment. As a whole, the country of India does not do very well. In the smaller parts, they don't have as many resources such as food, water, but mainly energy. The city is always equipped with tons of cars, higher improvements, while the rural areas are not as rich and do not have everything that the city does. The city is always equipped with tons of cars for higher improvements, while the more rural areas are not as rich and do not have everything that the city does. And a lot of the times, these families are very poor and have to really search to get new resources that they need. More news about this subject will come as we are informed. Back to you, Maddie L.
Now, looking at government in India. There are many organizations in India helping them focus on the less fortunate civils. Therefore, with Mumbai being such a populous city with many resources, there aren't any well-known organizations that are helping the city expand even more so. According to the research by Wilson and Kim, India has the capacity to take over the world. Although, for them to do so, they would have to focus on themselves and our issues. The governance in India has led to lead in population, but lack in categories such as world trade and GDP. Overall, India has more things to work on than they are ahead on, mostly because there are countries such as China competing for the same goal. The programs and organizations in India are helping India as individuals, education, equal rights, safety, but it isn't helping for India as a whole anytime soon. Hey, Maddie Black, will you do our technology report, please?
As a whole, the country of India is slowly increasing. They do indeed have pharmaceuticals, car factories, universities, etc., but there are many more countries such as the US that are continuously advancing in their medicines and do much more. India has minor advancements, but they will never be in the lead. The city of Mumbai is making technology increases every day, such as the Apple store that was just built there. Although we have had many Apple stores all over the world, India is not up to date technologically advanced, which puts damper on their rapidness. Now for our special guest, Samaria Kapoor, with her life story.
Samaria, tell me about your life.
I wasn't in an arranged marriage at the age of 16. My husband just recently passed away, and I absolutely despise my in-laws. They made me cook, clean, take care of the elders, and doing all sorts of so-called women work. I decided that running away was the only way to fully start a new life. Hearing about the new Apple store that was opening in Mumbai, I decided to push myself out of my comfort zone and apply for the job. Although this is very rare for a woman to get a job, this store specifically wanted to hire a few women to avoid the discrimination. Shortly after being hired, I was informed with shocking news. I was pregnant, but not with a boy. My boss found out immediately and told me he would not put up with giving me maternity leave and force me to get an abortion. I had no clue what to do. I had just gotten a job, but always wanted a girl. Going completely against my beliefs, I decided that the best decision for my circumstances were to give up the baby, and everyone else was doing it too, right? Shortly after making this decision, I knew that I had made the wrong decision. Every day I want to go to work, I feel guilty and sorrow for my poor baby that will never have her life. I constantly feel alone and worthless, as if my world is closing in.
Thank you for your time. Now back to Maddie.
Thank you, Maria, on that great story with Samaria. Thank you for tuning in for GGT News on Thursday nights. This has been your anchor, Maddie Lang.
Bye, Felicia.
Organizations in India are helping.
Pause. You said. Thank you, Maddie. Here I am in the great city of Mumbai. The city of Mumbai is very well off when it comes to resources.
Mostly because there are countries such as China competing for the same goal.
With many cars and uses for transportation, which leads to a huge increase in energy for the city with all the resources that so many people...
I thought you said. Now, looking at government in India,
And laws. Oh my gosh.
taking a casual stroll. These causes